What's going on, everybody? We're back. Another stupid episode of the podcast. I don't even know what number. We have Kunjora and we have Tim back as the usual.
Hey.
But before we get on to that, a bunch of sexy Patreons to shout out. We got Dirty Dan of Vibing Cat, Aquahana Maru, Articuno, ATLA Bullet Gamer at Atla. I'm sorry. B-Rad the Man, Benjamin Richards, Brad Pittman, Brian Hahn, Caleb Broach, Clarence the Shark, Comic Nerd 101, Dalton Peterson, Dr. Dopey, Fat Lucky Potato, Flayed Father, Game Changer Kid, Harry Hudson, Icy Storm, Jacob Waters, Jordan Boylan, George Burgos, something like that. I don't know. Joseph Hamlin, Local Car Mechanic, OG Chief, Plague Doctor, The Jafire, Trent Weaver, Trust Upgrade, Zach Anderson, Zero Offline, Zombie Hunter. Shout out to the Patreons. Link in the description. Become a Patreon if you want a bigger penis.
You are all wasting your money.
Yes, you are.
No, you're supporting.
When you starting your Patreons?
Florida man.
When are you both starting your Patreons?
Oh, I already did one technically, but I'll reopen it in I don't know, in a little bit.
Whatever
I have
happened with that?
absolutely nothing to offer people. Go on, Tim.
I started it and realized I bit off way more than I could chew. I promised way more than I could actually offer because I didn't anticipate. I had a $20 tier where people could play with me.
I told you that was a bad idea from the start.
Yeah. That was the only singular terrible idea from the start because I had a million people lining up. And granted, the payout was going to be good, but like, I didn't want to let a bunch of people down. I didn't feel good about that. Like, I was just like, you take your money back. I'm just going to temporarily close it down. And it was extra money, but that's all I wanted it for. It wasn't for like, it's not like my main source of income. So it's like, I kind of just ditched it. In a very
He stole the money and ran.
In a very like PR friendly way, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't like a dick about it. I gave everyone their money back. No harm, no foul.
I didn't get my money back, and
I'll open it up again eventually.
Get my zombie game with Tim, so I'm a little upset by that.
I think we've played 1,000 games of zombies together.
Yeah, but
easily.
not the one I paid for. Never got that one. Which you need
one
to
did
do.
You pay for? The fucking biggest map ever one? Remember that one?
Yeah.
Stamina up, a ray gun, and an MP5 tucked in a corner 15 miles away.
Good times. Good times.
Truly.
So, Kunjora, what's new with you, man? Haven't talked to you in a fat minute.
Literally fuck all, bro. Like, basically, all right, so I went full-time YouTube for a split second, trying to be a zombies YouTuber. I'm a smaller boy. Tim kind of saw me as like an adolescent child in the zombie scene, and he messaged me, and he was like, as you do with adolescent children.
I was just about to say that. Okay, all right.
You message underage kids.
Yeah, and he was like, hey, I see you're a small man in a big world. Let's collab, and we collabed, and then I still loved him for that. It was so heartwarming. And I thought maybe I can be something. Maybe I can quit my job and become a full-time YouTuber when I hit, I think 10K is when I did it. And then I quit my job in hopes that I could YouTube full-time, and I was excited for Vanguard, which was the game that was going to come out. And then Vanguard came out and it was fucking shit. So I'm back at work, at retail. Yep. Straight back to retail. Kind of brain dead job, trying to make some actual money. So that's what I'm doing. I feel like there's maybe one YouTuber who can prove that you can still grow in this climate of zombies, but I think all three of us here can agree zombies as a concept is kind of fucked in EA right now. So yeah. Back at work, so not much. Been a little roller coaster, but I'm pretty much back to where I was when we last spoke. So yeah,
it's come full circle.
It was the right move, definitely. It was, like I said, it was just poor timing, I guess, more than anything else. It's just one of those things that's just hard to control. It's hard to control, like, you couldn't foresee Vanguard being that bad. I don't think any of us did. So it's just tough. It's a really tough pill to swallow, frankly, as a community.
Yeah.
So is Treyarch making the next COD, or what's the
one after?
Okay,
so the latest, as I understand it, is this year's Call of Duty game is Modern Warfare 2. Not Modern Warfare 2 as we know it, but Modern Warfare 2 reboot following the last 2019 one from Infinity Ward, right? And then the year after that is meant to be when Treyarch come back, but now there's rumors circulating that Treyarch's actually going to delay their COD. So there's actually in 2023 there won't be a COD, and then Treyarch will drop theirs in 2024. That's the rumor, and by then the Microsoft would have taken over. So people have high hopes for it, but you kind of have to, after the letdown of Vanguard, kind of see to believe progress, you know?
I'm down for a little break. I'm down for that. My wallet's not, but
I think
I
a break
am.
is healthy.
Yeah.
I think it is.
It's necessary.
I think that concept got lost along the way. There was this idea at one point where it's like, we should have gap years in between zombies. Like, we should have time to fucking think. Like, write stuff down on a piece of paper and think about what we want to do with it. And instead, all that time obviously just got crushed closer and closer and closer together until now it's just like a shell of itself.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's just purely mostly because of time restraints. I mean, let's be honest. If they had 3 years to plan out a new COD, a zombies game, I think it would be pretty good. Like, Cold War, how much time do they have for Cold War? Like,
I think they had around that time frame. 2 years or so. Yeah, like 2 years, maybe 3.
And then they
double that
shit
time,
out.
and then you have like they should just do like, they should follow GTA's model. All right, upload GTA 5, milk the shit out of it, and never release the 6th one.
Yeah. Just milk the same zombies game for 10 fucking
That's kinda what
GTA 5 has
BO3
been
is at this
released
point,
more
right?
times than almost fucking Skyrim at this point.
Oh my god.
BO3
Like,
is literally that.
I was
Came out
live
5
streaming.
years ago.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right? And people are still making like modded maps for it that are still better than what Vanguard's putting out. We have to wait 5 months for a pause feature, which, by the way, guys, you can pause in Vanguard now. Get ready for it.
Oh, good.
They've done it. They've done it. But there's a catch. Can you believe this? There's a catch to pausing.
How do you have a
guys know
catch
about
to
this?
pausing? Yeah.
Yeah, so
How is there a
you can
catch?
pause
Makes no
for a
fucking
maximum of 2 hours per game. That's it.
So fucking stupid.
If you're paused for
Why?
more than exactly, Tim, exactly. The question is why. But I was streaming. What you guys said about GTA reminded me. I was streaming, right, and I remember talking to my chat about Grand Theft Auto. Like, you know how they recently released expanded and enhanced for the consoles. It's basically like just nothing but slightly better FPS. Anyway, I made the point of saying, because the game came out in 2013, right? If you get killed by a 9-year-old riding one of them flying motorcycles in the sky with those rocket launchers, you know the ones, right? If you get blown up by a 9-year-old in GTA Online, they were born when the game originally came out.
Don't be saying that, man. I'm already feeling like a boomer, dude. Come on, man. Don't be saying that
It's so
shit.
deep. It's like, what? Because that's not even unrealistic. Like, there are 9-year-olds on GTA right now. You fucking know there are.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they were born when the game came, like...
That makes
I
me
don't know,
feel
8-year-old
old,
right
man.
now playing Shadows. That's like, oh my god, dude, this is a throwback. It's like Shadows of Evil fucking playing us. Like, dude, remember back in our fucking hate? They're talking about it like we talk about like World at War. Like, oh, dude, the Marguas and the Apothicans and the sword. Oh my god, dude. And then they treat it with that same novelty and nostalgia we do with BO1 and World at War. There are actual people out there. A lot of people out there like that now.
We're getting old,
Dude,
boys.
could you imagine having BO4 be your first game?
Oh, don't.
Oh my god.
Well, probably,
like,
it's as if it's your first game. It's probably like, oh, this is so fucking cool.
yeah, they're like they're in a total bubble. Like they're like North Korea. They're completely removed from reality.
You know what? I actually think there's a lot of people, like, not even necessarily based on age, but Cold War seems to be a lot of people's first zombies experience. Judging by like the actions on Twitter that I'm seeing, there's a lot of people who are defending Cold War as if it's like the holy grail. And I notice a lot of them, they reference exclusively Cold War. So it's kind of like, I'm getting this idea that most people joined on Cold War and that's their norm, which is so weird to me.
We're all just
So weird.
boomers,
Yeah.
man.
That doesn't surprise me though. Cold War was a pretty popular one for multiplayer people to get in. I noticed, like, that's where a large part of that community came from. Like Warzone and multiplayer kind of popped into Cold War. So, and they're the most toxic community of all of them, the multiplayer and Warzone community especially.
Yeah.
So that maybe explains a little bit as to why our community got so sour towards the end.
Yeah, it's definitely because of that and not me and Lex.
Not other things.
Not anything else.
Dear God.
Whenever I see
You know
anybody
what,
like talk shit about the community, it's always, usually it's Lex that they blame for some reason, and then following up is me and Tim. We're all to blame for this community's toxicity.
Yeah, there's
How
always
dare
someone to blame. Like, people used to blame, like, people will always blame Milo, like, and people like Milo who are just, like, dedicated to zombies, get early access, like, upload reviews and give their honest opinions, like, negative or positive.
People don't like
Milo,
the game because Milo doesn't like it, Tim. You just don't understand.
Yeah.
That's how that
like
works.
it's this really twisted perception that YouTubers are, like, puppet masters and we, like, control everybody. It's like,
Behind the scenes.
I just kind of talk about how I feel about it.
Yeah, you have to kind of evaluate what it must have taken for Milo to switch though, because like the thing is, my guy is so done with zombies. He's getting himself completely shredded on Twitter, as you guys have probably seen. Like he's doing like really cool in that regard. But like, if you remember Milo from like, you know, Black Ops 3 and before, my guy was so dedicated to zombies, like beyond borderline almost anyone else. Like he would go into the lore. He was so deep into it. He would basically study it religiously. So for him to like make a switch, the game has to have fucking just been bad. Like, do you know what I mean? Like that someone who's that dedicated. It's like I don't know, like how people have an undying love for Star Wars and they know the intricate lore of everything. And you know, they release a film that's so fucking bad that they just get rid of all of their memorabilia and they just say, fuck this, I'm out. It must be a pretty bad film if that happens. It's the same with the games, you know what I mean?
No, you guys are just bigots. You just don't know
the
the
type
quality.
of departure says it all. You know, every exit of this community isn't created equal. You know, some were like very purposeful and direct, and some of them were kind of like Pat, who really like his heart is still with zombies, wants to play it, but for a while couldn't find the motivation to make the content. Yet you see guys like Pat coming in and out, and then you got guys like Lex and Ben and guys who are still grinding it, and then you know, it's just like there's all different types of ways to like leave this community. And but now you're seeing more than ever, you know, people almost being forced out rather than like leaving. You know what I mean? Like YouTubers especially. Like it's not like I hate zombies all of a sudden. It's just like the game kind of like drifted very far from where it began, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
There's no M1919 Browning in any of the CODs for zombies since World at War. Where's our Browning? Where's our Browning, Rabbit? I know you feel me on that one.
Rip, dude, I could have owned one. I'm so mad that didn't go through.
You didn't actually. Bro. What? Like you would have had a belt fed one and everything.
It would have been fully auto and everything. It fell through.
Damn, son.
I know. It fell through.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that? Go on, Tim. Oh, you missed out.
he just missed out.
Yeah. Is that gun really like it is in World at War? Like basically just a massive fucking rectangle with
Pretty
a barrel.
much, yeah.
And some bullets coming outside.
Pretty much.
It's just a huge rectangle.
It's dope as shit. I wanted that
I
so
love
bad.
that gun though.
If you had to sell one of your guns right now, which one are you selling?
If I had to sell one, fuck.
Yeah, you have to get rid of one of them.
That MP5.
Does it not work, or is it just like it just boring?
It jams way too much. I love it because it's a 22, so ammo's ridiculously cheap. But it's like every 6 shot, it's like, all right, jammed up again. Let's fucking clear it out. Such a pain in the ass.
Annoying.
Very annoying. Not fun. Not
full
fun.
auto, or is it like?
No.
Can you adjust it?
No.
Manlet
has a bunch of full autos, but I do not. I don't have the proper licensing nor the money for it.
So what's your proudest addition to your collection? Like, what's the gun you're most proud to own?
Mauser C96.
Okay.
That one's
an
the
Origins
fucking
classic.
coolest. It's got the stock on it and everything. It's the dopest shit ever. It's got the stock, so you can like open the stock and the gun goes inside the stock. It's awesome.
Do you name your guns?
No. This one's named
Name Boomhilda.
You haven't just scrawled Broom. I just called it Broomhilda. Fuck it. Can't even talk.
How dare you?
Have you not got like an M1911 you've scrawled Mustang on?
No,
Sally
I would
on the
not
other
do
side?
that. No, I'm not that big of a zombies virgin. I do have a 1911, but I'm not gonna fucking put Mustang and Sally on it. That's not happening.
Is it silver or black though?
Black.
Okay.
The OG World of War one.
Is it just me in World at War when you were aiming down your sight with a 1911? It was literally in your fucking iris. I remember the iron sight just being so like who shoots like exactly like that? Who shoots a fucking pistol like that?
Someone that's about to get whacked in the fucking face.
It was always so close, but it was the Tokarev was fine, but it was just a 1911. You just aim it like against your nostrils.
Dude, I want one of those like tiny machine pistols, like the super small ones that like can just fit in your hand real easily, and they're like miniature. You can just like it's almost like a little pea shooter, but real bullets come out. Like I think that was in Battlefield 1. I think I used that in. There might be a similar gun like that in COD World War II. I think there was a machine pistol you could spawn in with. And like I just like that kind of gun just seems like so fucking funny to me. Just having one of those little tiny like handheld pea shooters, basically.
Shit's badass. You guys need to, whenever you come, if you ever come and visit me, we need to shoot. I'm gonna have you guys shoot the Springfield. That is the worst fucking thing to shoot because the sights are worse in real life than they are in the game.
So the iron sights are really that bad?
They're so atrocious.
Why even bother with it then? Why even like how is it like? I don't even get that. Like, how does that even happen? Like,
because it was back in the early 1900s when they were still trying to figure shit out.
Wait, so is it actually called the M1903 because it was made in? Can't have been 1903, surely not that early.
Yeah,
could it have been?
Really? They were using it in World War One.
God damn.
There's a couple different variations of it, but yeah, it's the sights are dog shit. Like, you can't use them at all to shoot anything.
That sounds like fun. Is it like really like tough to? Because obviously I'm from the UK. I've never even shot a fucking gun, right? So let alone a bolt action rifle. I know it hurts your soul, but like, if I was to come to Florida and shoot a Springfield, like how genuinely tough is it to like do a bolt action on a weapon that's that old?
It's the
like,
easiest fucking thing in the world. I keep my guns nice and clean and lubricated, so it's easy as shit.
Oh, okay. So it's like smooth.
Yeah,
just sex. Yeah.
Easy as fuck.
Like your women.
Exactly.
You like your guns like
not alive, asleep, unconscious.
You ever see that American Dad episode where they kill Santa Claus and Stan is teaching Steve how to like hold and use an AR, and he goes, "Treat it like you treat a woman, son." He takes the fucking mag. He goes, "I don't know." He said, "Put it in. If it doesn't fit, make it fit." And then he just slams it right in.
That's some good fatherly advice.
American
right there.
Dad is the show for gun lovers because that show just has endless gun comedy. Like, remember that episode, that iconic episode where they were talking about like guns don't kill people, people kill people, and then him and Haley had this big like
throws the gun on the table.
Yeah, moments like that. American Dad, I'll die on this hill. I don't think it's better than Family Guy or like a lot of those more renowned shows, but American Dad is. I love that show.
It's a good fucking show.
Slept on. Underrated, at least.
You know what I've been doing? I've been going back and rewatching old South Park. Old South Park is so fucking good.
Yeah. And
how old are we talking, though?
Like season 1, right?
Oh, like the very beginning.
Starting with season 1. And like the earlier seasons are pretty good, but the animation is like, because it's like that stupid cardboard shit or whatever.
It's hard to watch. It's hard
once
to
they get
watch,
to actual animation, it gets infinitely times better. I just have it playing in the background constantly, and I'll hear Cartman yell something. I just laugh out loud. So
back then, man, they could cross so many more lines as well. Like you watch it now, and it's like every sentence is cancel worthy by today's standards, and I guess that's what makes it better, right?
Some of those Jew jokes, man, had me dying.
Unreal. Like South Park tread on thin ice now. Back then, it was thin ice for those times, which is like, as you know, like we've gotten progressively more. What's the word? Restricted in terms of however you want to phrase it, sensitive, however you want to phrase it. But like back then, man, you could get away with. Yeah, South Park got away with so much shit.
Good old days. Those were the good old days.
Yeah. I remember Eric Cartman had I didn't notice how big of a transition he made over time until I went back and watched those older episodes, because Cartman now is obviously very much like just sort of a pawn for whatever sort of like theme or idea or message the director, the producers are trying to get across. Like whatever the moral of the episode is, Eric's usually the epicenter of it. Like he's usually like Cartman's usually he's Honey Boo Boo. He's fucking whatever the episode needs him to be to like make their point. Cartman is kind of like their linchpin, if that's for lack of a better word. So that's what he is now. But back then, I noticed he was a lot more like mundane. Like he was just way more, almost like down to earth, like less aggressive, like less like directly aggressive. His humor was a lot more like, I don't know. His humor was a lot more primitive, and it like made you laugh. Like they were all one-liners, like just funny hits, and then like, but now Cartman's a lot more like stretched out, it feels like, and kind of like, I don't even know what I'm saying, but Cartman I noticed changed a lot.
I feel like
like the other ones I didn't notice that much change, but Cartman I was like, damn, dude.
Definitely a lot with him.
You reminded me when you mentioned about how he's like Honey Boo Boo or whatever, like he can become different characters and shit. And I remember an episode where we don't have this show in the UK, but I know, like, you know, Dog the Bounty Hunter. Have you seen the episode where he was the hallway monitor? That fucking episode is gold. I don't know what it was.
The big bad dog.
Oh my god.
That's
the one
monitor. So good.
Ike's fucking the teacher, that one?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god, dude.
I love that episode
Classic.
so fucking much. Yeah, he goes to the fucking police department to report it. And he's like, wait, the teacher's a woman? Yeah.
Hartman's ragtag crew of fucking whack jobs. Fucking.
Nice.
That was classic.
God. Nice. It's the way they move their head as well at the same time. They're like, nice. Oh, it's good.
So, Tim, you said you sent me and Turbo a pic. You're getting into Seinfeld now?
I was at a hotel in Providence the other day, and yeah, I was watching Seinfeld for a little bit. I was piss drunk, but I was watching Seinfeld for a little bit. It's a good show. There are some moments where I LOL'd, frankly.
I'm proud of you.
And I had never watched Seinfeld before that. That was the first episode I ever watched. So, and I don't remember the plot of it because, like I said, I was piss drunk. But it was a funny show. I didn't think it was going to be as funny as it ended up being. I'll say that.
It's a fun.
I'll try. I'll probably watch episode 1 and see where that takes me. I think.
Proud of
if
you,
I
son.
get bored of it, then I won't. But
you'll never get bored of Seinfeld. Seinfeld's the GOAT.
Yeah, there are some. What's the guy's name? What's his actual name? The actor, the main one.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Yeah, but what's the actor? Is that his fucking
Jerry
real
Seinfeld?
name?
Yeah.
Oh.
No
Okay.
fucking way.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, isn't that the motherfucker that played that guy in B-movie?
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld. He plays himself.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know his actual name was Jerry Seinfeld, but that's interesting.
Yeah, that's a good show. You need to
learn something
just
new every
play it in
day.
the background and watch the whole series. It's fucking good.
Yeah, I got a couple shows like that. Like Game of Thrones is a big one that a lot of people watch that I haven't, so I gotta get on that eventually.
The only reason I haven't watched that is because everyone says the ending is terrible, and it's like I don't even want to start that.
Yeah, why invest in
It was.
something? It's like, you know what the end result is. It's shit. Why would you invest in shit?
Yeah.
It was like, basically it was pure gold, and then the last season it's not even that it was poorly done in terms of cinematography, but like the story, it's like they rushed to finish it. It was like they just like, quick, finish it this season, and there's just so many things that just didn't make sense. It's like, why are we here now? It's like,
Yeah, that's
they
the
just
common
skipped.
complaint that I've heard about it was like they just rushed the ending.
yeah, it was rushed. That was literally it.
Didn't they like tease dragons forever? And then like they showed up in the last season finally, or was no? I'm thinking of South Park. I'm thinking of the South Park version of that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's pretty accurate anyway. Like, it was basically so much of Game of Thrones was set to building this event that you could kind of see coming in from a certain point in the series. And like, there was so much build up for what ended up being the final season, only for it all to just be like done in a matter of like a few episodes. It was like, okay, cool.
Didn't they like start off Game of Thrones showing like tons of titties, and as it got like popular, they stopped showing titties?
Oh, they still showed titty. They still show titty, but yeah, it wasn't as much.
Titties?
I think it's because they knew what they were doing. They wanted to be controversial straight away, so it was all just incest, titties, and.
What's the point if you're not showing any more incest or titties? And I'm not watching.
That's the whole point of the
Exactly.
show.
Of course. Yeah. No, it's a good point. It's a good point.
Breaking Bad's another big one that
I've not seen it.
I have not either.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's one of those things you get like your wife or something, and just you get like you get somebody else, like you just sit down and watch. Like, that's a good show to get like the boys to watch or something.
Yeah.
That's not something you want to have in the background while you clean the kitchen.
Masturbate.
Yeah, or that, however you spend your Monday evenings. I'm not gonna judge.
What do you throw on in the background when you're like doing shit, like cleaning dishes, walking dogs, whatever you do?
Usually,
do you podcast, or do you like just listen to music, or do you?
Usually, if I'm like in the living room doing shit, I'll put on Impractical Jokers in the background. But if I'm actually like doing shit, I usually have like a podcast or something.
Either just music or sports. Sports podcasting sort of like, or like radio, sports radio or podcasting, but also music. I used to watch TV all the time, but I can't anymore. I don't know. I'm like too impatient.
Yeah,
I can't sit through ads. It's like once an ad comes out, it's like, all right, you just lost me now. I don't even fucking care anymore.
I can't watch movies anymore. Like, I literally cannot bring myself to, unless I go to the theater with people and we make it an event. I cannot personally sit down for that's honestly one of the biggest reasons why I struggled to like be good at zombies. I kid you not. Like, I literally cannot sit down for like more than 2 hours without like fucking losing my mind.
You got
like,
the
I just want to get up and go. Whatever it is, man. It's just like I have a problem definitely like sitting down and like just watching something for that long. I can't in short spurts, but I struggle sometimes.
I'm the same with films. It's got to be a social event. I don't watch films on my own. Like, it's just no fucking point. Either do it on a date, do it, you know, with a group of friends or whatever. But I films especially, like, for me, it's different with games, because I feel like with games, like, I'm in control. I can do whatever the hell I want. When I'm watching a film, I just feel like, okay, I have to just pay attention at all times or I'm gonna miss something. And it's like, that sucks ass. I'd rather just be in control of the film.
Yeah,
so I just play games.
Like, if I go to the movie theater, I can enjoy a nice movie, but like, I can't just pull up, like, I don't see how people do that. They just like watch Netflix all day. It's like, dude, I can't. How the fuck do you do that? I can't do that. I gotta be doing something. I can't just sit
I suppose it's a matter of interest though, right? If you're engaged by films, that's calm, because I imagine you wouldn't be able to watch Netflix for hours straight, but I imagine you're able to binge watch anime. You strike me as that kind of guy.
Occasionally. Usually I just do like the episode, like I'll watch the one episode that comes out a week. Occasionally, if I find an old anime that has a bunch of episodes, I'll binge it, but I rarely ever binge shows like as much as people do nowadays. It's really got to be good for me to like sit there and waste an entire day.
Yeah, very few shows like that come around.
It's true, because after you have binge watched it and you're done with it, unless the story has like a really deep meaning or something that you can actually learn from, you do kind of just feel like I just wasted like a bunch of my time doing shit.
Yeah, that post-nut clarity hits you and you're like, fuck, man, I just watching titties all day.
Ever.
Yeah,
you ever been jerking
like
it to some like
the whole day.
borderline legal shit, and then like after you nut, you're like, damn, I'm sad at myself now. Why did I do that?
I've watched cartoon porn and I won't.
Okay, hang on. Cartoon porn or hentai? There's a difference between that.
Not hentai. Cartoon porn.
Like those little like side ads where it's like Peter fucking Lois or something.
I have watched one or two of those, yeah, and I'm not proud of it, but I at the same time, it is what it is. That's probably the like quote weirdest shit I've ever watched. Like,
yeah. Then you just feel like shit, and you're like, I'm scum. I'm a degenerate piece of shit.
It's just like there's no like it's just like it's something on loop. Like for the cartoon ones, it's on loop, and it's just like the same action over and over again until like 5 minutes in they fucking switch it up, and it's just like then the video's over. Yeah, and it's just like at that point you're sad and you're limp. It's limp and sad in that order.
Oh God,
that's where you're left,
man. Yeah,
high and dry. So
we've all been there. Let's be honest.
Yeah, what's that website called? Where's that awesome website? What is it called? Rule 34? Can you take a look at that one?
Oh, no.
Google your name in that. I wonder if you have any.
I really would prefer not to.
I'll do it then if you won't.
I remember in secondary school I was exposed to a site called eFucked. And it was basically like so basically it's just like the most insane shit ever. Just sexualized, like, but some of it was just nasty, man. There was like this guy who nutted, and it was like he was like this 50-year-old dude who recorded himself nutting, but he's never nutted once in his entire life. The size of his balls was insane, and like it was just 5 minutes of this dude just busting. Like, eFucks is basically a site for porn that's not actually porn you jerk off to. It's just porn that's just fucking weird and hilarious in all kinds of different ways.
There's no Tim Hansen on Rule 34.
I know. I looked it up, dude. I couldn't find it. I'm so upset.
What is Rule 34? What is this?
Dumb.
I'm incognitoing the shit out of this. Not that it makes a difference. Okay.
Basically just a bunch of porn. Just search whatever you want. There's porn of it, except for Tim Hansen. So somebody needs to, get on that.
What about Crazy Rabbit?
I already checked. Don't exist. Very upset.
Damn it.
Not like all three of us don't exist. I tried.
No big black men on there, just going to town on my ass, and I'm very upset by that.
Although I have learned that apparently I will come in 40 seconds.
Those game ads never make sense.
No, I'm taking it out of context. I'm not even implying that it's the game. I've literally got about 27 seconds left until I'm just about to nut right here, right now.
You better prepare yourself.
Guys, I'm gonna prepare for 1 second.
Once you see this ad, you nut in 40 seconds.
It's just a fucking ticking clock.
You better get out of grandma's house.
Jesus Christ. I'm kind of looking at my emails, and I'm like listening to your conversation in the background for a second. I just kind of like zoned out for a second. I'm like, I tuned back in. I'm like, what are we talking about again?
Talking about getting a fat nut in grandma's house. You never did that in the weekend? Oh, he just nutted. The ad was right. He just nutted.
It's just cold on my leg right now.
You know what's annoying now that I'm noticing it? This mini fridge right here has a light on. There's literally a light on at the top, but it's so dim that you just can't even fucking notice it.
Do you have anything in there?
No, not at the moment. Like, I'm gonna put something in there eventually, but
get some bitches
I'm not a soda drinker anymore. I don't drink soda anymore because it's just all empty calories, and it just makes me feel terrible. Because I mean, I like Diet Coke. I like Diet Coke a lot, but I avoid soda, and I used to have a bunch of G Fuel in there, but I'm also trying to cut back on caffeine because I wake up and I'll pound a Monster, and then like 6 hours later, if I'm feeling flat again, I'll pound another Monster. And
you crash.
I'm drinking too much caffeine, and it's definitely fucking with me a little bit over time. So I'm trying to just cut down on soda and caffeine. So not many. I don't know what kind of bev to put in there.
Zevia.
Some like pineapple juice or something. I don't know.
You want to get those Zevias.
Some alcohol. Every time we do the podcast, I'll just whip out a bottle of Svedka and just talk. Just slur all my words.
Chocolate milk in there. Just fuck it. Just leave it in there. Let it get all nice and chunky.
Where's Carson, by the way? He's just like...
I think he's dead. He got a motorcycle, and I'm pretty sure he's going to kill himself on it. He's already wrecked it
what kind of motorcycle
twice.
It is.
I don't know, but he's already wrecked it twice.
That's
in how short of a span?
Month or two.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's not.
Twice in a month is bad.
Yeah, that's not a good statistic.
I also could be. Statistic. He might have only done it once, but I know he's definitely wrecked it at least once.
Damn.
Well, once happens, but twice in like 1 month, that would be shocking. That would be a little bit less forgivable, Carson.
Oh yeah. You just did
Carson, I love you. That wasn't even meant for you. That was.
No, I meant it.
Just having a weird day. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Carson.
He expects a formal apology now. MLA format, size 10 font.
Size 10 font? What?
I'm so glad I'm not in school anymore, dude.
Dear God, no.
Dude, I still get nightmares about that.
Double spacing. That was the key, man. Right click, double spacing. Every time you hit space, it widens the gap by 2.
Fuck
it's
yeah.
Incredible.
So, Kunjora.
That's smart. Yes.
I just thought of this now that we're talking about school. Obviously, your school system is definitely a little bit different than ours here in the States, but
yeah,
I would like to know, I'd like to pick your brain a little bit. How different, I mean, it's hard for you to tell because you haven't been to American schools, but like, give me a little bit of an idea of what the culture was for you in school, especially high school in particular, but just schooling in general, and go from there. I want to hear a little bit about that.
All right. High school in particular. Okay, so obviously you've got what we call nursery. I guess you call that preschool. You're just an infant. You're just coloring and doing shit like that. Primary school is like when you start dropping the maths, the science, and the English. Those are pretty much the only 3 subjects you learn alongside like some of the arts like music and shit. Secondary school is obviously what we call high school. Yeah, so the difference, I mean, in terms of like the schools you have in the States, I only have like pop culture to go off. So things like, you know, the shit that I see in just American sitcoms and, you know, just the kind of idea I get from high school. You guys put each other in lockers and shut it and all that crazy shit.
I've done that once.
So I mean, schools in the UK, I mean, they're radically different depending on where you're from. So I've grown up in a like just outside of main London. So I'm not, because I didn't grow up in central London, I don't go to like a posh school where we have all of the the lovely arts and crafts, and you have some lockers and some tea bags. No. It's more like knife crime area. You get stabbed if you say the wrong thing to the wrong person. So that's where I grew up.
Huge there, man. No guns.
Oh, it's
what else
massive.
Are you gonna kill people with?
Yeah, no, knife crime is a big problem here, and like genuinely, like I've gone to a school where we've had an assembly in the school where they had to announce that one of the students had been killed. It's happened before. No, it's actually genuinely happened. Like, across my heart. So it's only happened once when I was in school that one of our students died, but it's a serious thing, right?
Isn't that just trading in one problem for another? No guns, they're dangerous. All right, so everyone's stabbing each other then. That sounds more painful. That sounds like a more painful way to die.
The thing is that if you really, really want to get a gun here, you can. It's not easy at all. Nowhere near as easy as in the States, where in some places you don't run background checks. I mean, my view on guns in the States is like, just run background checks.
Everybody, you have to. The only way you can't run a background check. So like, if you were to go to a store, no matter where in the U.S., you have to run a background check. The only way you don't run a background check is if it's a private sale. So like, if I sold it to like my friend, then they don't have to do a background check. And then you'd be like, well, why shouldn't you? It's like, well, because the criminal's not going to go do that anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
But yeah, to answer your question, Tim, I mean, particularly on this topic of like trading one problem for another, I mean, obviously, from your guys' perspective, you're going to look at it and think, well, you're just going to stab people because you don't have guns. But from our perspective, obviously, we don't have mass murders in schools.
That's true.
Because that's just not possible without extreme firepower, and the gun crime that happens in London is always some kind of like 9mm pistol that they've bought on the black market. I don't know how they got it, but it's very rare that you ever see someone with an automatic weapon anywhere in the UK, really, in terms of like gun violence. But to answer your question about how school is, minus the satire, all the bad bits, where I grew up, I mean, you don't have lockers or anything like that. You kind of just you wear uniform. I don't know if you guys have uniform in high school. You don't, do you?
Catholic schools do around here, but where I live.
So here you wear uniform, like shirt, blazer, the whole shit. You have a backpack with all your books and shit inside. You go to class, you do your shit. Normally it's like from 9 till 3 o'clock, and then you fuck off home, and then that's about it. Got homework. Other than that, I imagine it's about the same in terms of what you study. We have tests, we have homework. Imagine it's roughly the same thing.
History class might be a little bit different, but
we used to own the world.
I think the culture is different.
Now we don't.
Yeah. No,
basically, yeah. But the culture will be very different to the States because I don't know. It's probably the pop culture makes it look like that everyone in the States goes to basketball or is like plays basketball or is a cheerleader in the States. Like one of the two. You're either a cheerleader or you play basketball. Yeah, that's our depiction of it.
I love that being our depiction.
I mean, I played basketball and my wife was a cheerleader.
There we go. Literally. But yeah, like in the UK, like some people did extracurricular shit, but most people, they go there, they study, I guess, if they can be bothered, and then they go home. That's basically it.
Like that's what like unless you're into sports and shit, like that's what everyone does. They just go straight fucking home. Nobody want to be at school longer than they have to.
It sounds largely it sounds very similar, obviously, with some notable differences. Like you guys call it primary, secondary, and whatnot, and we have different terms, I guess, is the biggest difference. But yeah, no, I mean, and the culture is different, but it's not like I get it. I think I understand it. Yeah. So I mean, shit, one of these days I might just have to pull up at a London high school and check it out. I might just have to like peep through the windows.
Rev up your Honda Civic outside the window, try to catch some honeys.
Yes, let's go. VTech, baby.
Hell yeah.
Let's go.
Try to lure some unsuspecting high school girl in your car. Yeah, so I know what you're talking about. We've been there.
Do they teach you valuable stuff in British schools? Because they don't here. We don't learn anything valuable. We don't learn how to do taxes. We don't learn how to do anything practical as an adult.
Exactly the fucking same problem here. The only useful thing they teach in the UK that, you know, because like in your case, taxes and all that shit, we are just completely oblivious when we leave school. But there is obviously like dedicated sex ed, so like safe sex, condoms, protection, all that shit. We get taught that, but The other important things in life, absolutely not. We don't get taught shit.
Bullshit.
The other difference as well, that's worth mentioning, is that I don't know if it's a thing in the States, but here in this part of London where I'm from, for some reason, they've always kind of divided schools by gender. So I went to an all-boys school.
So you were telling us about that in one of the previous videos.
Yeah, which is just so weird because like in high school, that is the worst time to not be exposed to women because you're just like a horny teenage kid, right? And
horny
you have no means, and you have no means to build confidence by talking to girls unless you go and socialize outside of your school. But obviously most kids will meet their high school crush, believe it or not, in high school, hence high school crush. You know what I mean? So when you go to different schools and you go to an all-guy school and you're straight, for example, it's like finding your high school crush is like now harder than ever. And your confidence is shit. Yeah. So when I went to college, that was obviously when girls were sprinkled into the mix. And like, I was fucking useless at talking to girls, man. I was fucking useless. I had to build the confidence, like, because I couldn't really, like, I had some friends who were girls whilst I was in high school, but it was like, I wasn't seeing them every day. So like the actual ability to gain like confidence in approaching and talking to women is just like an L for me when I entered college, but I still pulled it off. I managed to get my first girlfriend and everything back then, but yeah, that's another big difference, I think.
I feel like I was such a bitch boy up until I was like 7. I feel like nothing that happened to me before I was like 17 or 18 even like happened to me. Like I just like, I don't even, first of all, I barely remember it, but like also I just feel like I was so far like in high school. I definitely wasn't like, I was in the exact same boat. Like the only thing I was known for was the kid who was like starting up a YouTube channel. It was only my senior year when people fucking actually started knowing about that shit. I hit 100K like midway through my senior year or some shit. So that's when people started knowing about it. But up until senior year, like sophomore, junior year, people just, the only thing I was known for was like starting up a YouTube channel, and everyone was just like, well, we'll see how it goes. All my friends were like, we'll see how this goes.
Good times.
And now
how'd it go?
Now look at you, man.
Now you sell drugs to children
right now.
I have a question real quick. I might have fucked up. You know, because I'm not used to being on a podcast. Are we supposed to be recording our own face cams, or is Rabb1t doing that?
No, he does it the right way.
I do it. The
okay,
right way.
good.
I've been on podcasts before. They're like, "Can you send us the footage?" It's like, motherfucker, I'm not doing your job for you.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, for videos, that's appropriate. Like if it's a 20-minute video or something, I usually record my own footage just because my mic sounds better in my own OBS anyway. So for that, I would say that would be appropriate. But yeah, if we're recording a podcast for hours, that would be fucking stupid to send that.
Yeah, sending that shit would be too fucking long.
like fucking 3-hour long clip. Yeah.
I was sitting here the whole time thinking, oh, have I just fucked up this entire podcast?
Yes, you did. How dare you cunt.
The amount of recording.
Say that more.
I can't. YouTube doesn't like it, that word.
I know.
Yeah, they equivalent that word to the N-word.
Tim found that. Yeah, Tim found that out after the amount of times we collaborated, and I was saying "cunt" in all the videos, and that was we reached a point. I remember, it's so funny that we're all in the same room right now. It reached a point where I think Tim was saying like the ratio, like the balance between videos that get demonetized featuring you, Rabb1t, versus featuring me. I was getting him demonetized more on a ratio wise,
because
on
I'm
a percentage
saint.
basis. Exactly.
Yeah,
so
it was so
you're a perfect human being, and it was like, yeah, go on, Tim.
We couldn't put 2 and 2 together. It took me forever to realize what was going on. Like it was just normal videos, and every single one of them that he was in, we were getting I was getting an age restriction or something. So I was like, there's got to be something like bigger. Like there's a pattern here clearly, and it turns out cunt is the pattern.
I don't like that word.
And we all know the British and the Aussies love that word.
We do indeed.
It's like hot sauce. They put that shit on everything. You know what I mean?
They're not black. Exactly. What are you talking about?
Oi, cunt! It just sounds very natural.
Yeah, it is. It is natural.
Honestly. I love that word too.
My argument defending that word has always been the same, right? Listen, cunt, the literal definition is just female genitalia, right? If you call me a dick, it's literally the same thing. So why is... You know, dick won't get you demonetized, but cunt will. What's that about?
That's sexist.
That's inequality. Yeah,
well, dick is like short for Richard, actually. You know.
Oh my God.
Dick Nixon.
The day I found that out, I didn't believe it for like a solid week. I was like, what?
Yeah.
How
It makes
how
no
is that?
sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
No,
There was
I don't
another
know.
one. There was another one. I can't remember what it was, but there was another like typical name that if you shorten it, it's something that's just completely different. I can't remember
Like
for now. But
like William and Bill.
How the fuck
that
does
one-
that
yeah,
work?
shit like that. Yeah, I think
Bill
that's
is a
it.
nickname
Actually,
for William.
I think that's the
and-
one.
Yeah, there's a lot like Robert's Bob, which makes a little more sense, I suppose. But yeah, there's a lot
Still a
of weird
stretch.
ones.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Especially in our country. Words in our I always think about the English language and how like lucky we are to have learned that as our first, because it is impossible to learn this. Not impossible,
Yeah.
obviously, but it's so much harder to learn this language than other languages because we have dumb shit like contractions and like.
I've
just,
actually
like,
heard
these
English is
weird
probably the most
grammatical
easiest to
differences.
learn, though.
Well, it's really easy to learn like when you're growing up, but I'd imagine, or well, it's just our language is more complex. It's way more complex than a lot of other languages, I think. Not all of them, but like our language, and especially with our slang. And there's so many different parts of the United States that just sound different, like when they say the
That
same
is,
word.
yes, that is 100% fair.
Like, and you guys call them flats, and in the UK we call them apartments. But then, like in other parts of this country, people might even call apartments other shit too. Like they call soda pop in the northwest. That's and my family's from Minnesota, and they call that shit pop. Like,
Yeah.
I grew up
no
calling
one
it pop.
calls it pop around where I live, right here in Mass. Like nobody. But nobody calls
Yeah.
it soda there. It's so bizarre. Our
Or
language
like,
is weird.
Gym
It's
shoes
true, I feel
and
like-
sneakers and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the English language is kind of to fully learn it, you have to integrate with the culture. You have to move to a place that's all speaking English. It's not something you can hop on Duolingo or whatever the fuck and just learn English if you're someone who doesn't speak a word of it. That's where I think what Tim's saying makes sense. Like English, it seems easy to learn because obviously we grew up with it, but like there are so many elements of it that you can only really get by surrounding yourself with English speaking people that you can then pick up. Because there's some weird things that you might learn. The Oxford English Dictionary might say it one way, and then like 70% of other English speaking people like say it a completely different way. It doesn't really make sense. But yeah.
Yeah.
At least
So the
with,
world.
like-
So what basically what we're getting at is the entire world should just learn English and suck it up. That's what we're getting at. Fuck,
Yeah,
fuck your
yeah,
other
totally.
dumb little
Spanish.
That's the
What about
languages.
conclusion. Yeah.
Spanish?
100%.
Yo, I'm pretty sure like how many languages out there are like the Spanish one where there's two genders in their language? Like you literally divide the
Spanish,
language
French.
amongst
I
men
think-
and women.
Is German like that too?
Yeah, they have.
beats
I think
me.
they have.
They just have a
masculine
very
and feminine
angry
now, yeah.
sounding language. That's all I know about German.
Yeah, you can't say I love you without sounding like you're gonna take over Poland.
Leave hive. Seagull.
I think that's Jesus. I think most European languages follow that ideology.
Well, that's
of, like,
pretty outdated and bigoted. How dare
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
they?
Cancel Europe.
Fuck.
We're not part of it anymore.
Putin's
so I'm
already
fine by
trying.
it. Oh God! I just heard what you said.
Yo,
oh,
random
no.
question that just popped into my head.
No.
Keep this
Mhm.
conversation flowing. Okay. You ever play Risk, the board game?
I've always
No.
wanted to, but I've heard it takes like forever and nobody wants to play with me.
Oh, damn it. That kind of ruins this then. I was going to ask which continent you guys typically take over.
Well, I've
like,
played
the way it-
Civilization, and that's very similar to Risk.
Okay, so if you know how to play it, then you know how to play it. But yeah, the regular Risk is like, you just try to take over the whole world and like, it's very much like just a military strategy game. I always take over, I go for Asia first. I just conquer all of Asia and then watch everyone else around me burn.
All right, Genghis Khan. Settle down here.
I hate that game though because it's all luck. It's you have to roll dice to like determine like troops and like where they go and stuff. So it's basically all just like an RNG game. That's why I
Yeah.
hate it.
Yeah, I've always wanted to play it, but I've never had anybody to play with.
Don't play it.
Don't play it?
Play it once. Play it once, obviously. Okay, but like, the game will break your heart over and over again.
I'll just stick to
the-
Civilization then.
Yeah,
Where I can
it's a
control
heartbreaker.
things.
I wonder if that game's even in the UK. I've never heard of Risk before.
Probably not.
Let's see. Probably not. Risk.
You ever heard of
Global
Spy
Domination.
Alley?
Heard of it? I've never played
That's
it.
so old, dude. It's so old. I wouldn't expect anyone to know.
Oh, you can buy it in the UK. It's on Amazon right now. $24.99.
Oh, that's a bargain.
That's a bloody bargain, mate. My copy. Okay.
Here, random question, Kunjora, how's your fitness journey going?
You know what? Actually, pretty well. I'm quite a chubby boy. I like my burgers. I like my red meat. I like beef. I'm like in terms of food, I am a red-blooded American. I would say in terms of food, for sure.
Good man.
But yeah, so like what the problem is, I was eating red meat all the time and like indulging in shit, but I wasn't exercising because I was an idiot.
It's hard for everyone to exercise because like it's not as, believe it or not, it's not as available to everyone. I mean, you can work out in any way when you think about it. Like you could do push-ups, but like it's not the same. Like if you have a gym at your disposal, or I have a fucking gym in my basement, like so fortunately, which is so lucky. Like a lot of people don't have access to that, so it's
same with Lex. Actually, he's doing the same thing.
Lex's gym, mate. Every time he posts a picture, I get so fucking jealous because I'm like, God, that is so expensive, and I wish I had it.
He's got it all, man. But yeah, no, like it's going well. Because I work in retail again, and I'm trying to stream as well and try and balance YouTube. Like I can't go to the gym every day. I go about 2-3 times a week. Most of what I do is cardio. I need to educate myself on arms because my arms is my weakest thing. Right now on legs, I haven't got my phone with me. I'm trying to work out how much I'm doing on leg press.
Rabb1t doesn't know anything about leg day. He didn't do legs.
Does he not?
I skip it.
Right now,
majority of the day, I skip it, to be honest.
He just doesn't care about his lower body. I'm kind of the opposite in a lot of ways. I used to play soccer my whole life.
Okay.
Like if I go out and play basketball that day, I'm like, it's good enough for legs. That's good enough.
I love doing legs because I feel like it's the part of my body I'm actually proud of so far. Because I used to play drums a lot. I used to be a metal drummer, and you use like double kicks all the time.
Oh, sick, dude.
Yeah,
that shit's cool.
It was good for your calf muscles. So I worked those out. Right now on leg press, I do 340 pounds, and I do like 6 or 7 sets of 5, which I should probably change. I have no real idea on what I'm doing. This is the thing, Rabb1t. Like I just go to the gym, I do some treadmill, I do some exercise bike, I do some rowing machine. That's some cardio out the way. Then I'll use some of the machines to help my arms out and do the same with legs. But I don't really know exactly what I'm doing, so I need to educate myself a bit more.
You got to separate your days. You can't do everything in once because then you're just kind of not doing anything, to be honest.
Yeah, so I normally spend about 2 to 3 hours in the gym now.
That's way too much.
Each time I go. Like I said, like I don't really know the best routine. I kind of
you sound like literally everyone, because no one
I didn't even know when I started.
Unless you're a jabroni like this one over here, who's just like a gym rat.
Who the fuck are you talking to?
I don't know shit. I don't know shit either. Like I don't know. I fucking run on a treadmill for 15 minutes, and then I bench now because I got a bench press downstairs in my dad's basement, thank God. So I'm gonna start doing that. But that's all I do. It's not that complex.
It's great.
Yeah.
So you need to separate.
How much can you go?
I maxed out not last night, but the night before at 215.
Okay.
I want to get.
I'm nowhere near that yet, but I'm working my way up.
That's where I think I could probably get eventually.
It's dope.
Trying, but you need to switch. So like you could do kind of cardio every day, but like you really need to separate your days. So like you want to separate the push day, which is like chest, triceps, and shoulders and shit. Pull, which is biceps and back, and then legs, and then you want to rest. So you really kind of ideally you want to do push, pull, legs, rest. Push, pull, legs, rest. Like that's how you should do it. And that's what I do.
But what if? How often do you work out? How many times a week?
I'm usually in there 5 days a week.
Okay. So what if you're someone who, for example, isn't going that frequently, like 2-3 times? Would you still say it makes sense to separate your days, or would it make sense to
separate your days?
Even still. Okay.
Because like if you go to the gym and you just do like a little legs and a little arms, like you're really not. You're tickling the muscle. Because like to build muscle, you have to. You're basically working out until you tear it, so that way you can rebuild it back. And if you just barely do one set of curls and you go to legs, you're really just not doing anything. You're kind of just like tickling the muscle, not really working it.
You're burning. You're potentially burning calories, and then.
To be fair though, the reason why I'm in the gym about 2 or 3 hours at a time is because I am trying to go until like I physically am straining to do my last like rep. Do you know what I mean? So even though I'm doing multiple things at once, like I do wake up the next morning and my legs feel fucked. Opening doors feels like so I feel like I'm pushing myself because I'm giving myself so much damn time in the gym to do everything. But I definitely need to understand the best way to actually do things effectively. Because right now I'm going in like...
So wait, what's your goal? It all depends on what your goal is too. Like, what do you want to accomplish?
So my goal, honestly, is to first off be fit, just generally speaking, in terms of like, you know, lose the fat that I have. I'm not looking to become completely shredded. Like, I just want to be fit, in shape, and slightly toned. You know what I mean? I don't want it to be like some absolute mad lad level shit. I just want to be like comfortable in my body, you know what I mean, and just feel like, you know, I'm fit right now. I'm in a fit physical condition. Because right now I'm still a bit of a burger boy. So I want to fix that, you know what I mean? So that's where I want to be at.
So what I would do to get to that, it's really cardio. If you just want to lose weight, cardio is the best way to do it.
Of course,
just
yeah.
Non-stop cardio. And also it's like 50% cardio and then 50% diet. So if you still eat like dog shit, you're not...
I'm doing well with diet, actually.
Losing weight starts in the kitchen. And you also need to make sure you're getting...
Diet's way more important than even exercising is for a lot
of so it's
people.
basically like how I see it is like kind of like it's 1/3 diet, 1/3 exercise, and 1/3 rest. Like if you don't get enough sleep at night, you're kind of just fucking yourself, and like you're digging yourself to an early grave. You really need that rest because
what do you think is enough sleep?
8 hours.
Yeah,
gotta get that 8 hours in.
8 hours.
You know how that started? Started off as a sham because they used to say back in the day, like you would spend 1/3 of your day sleeping, 1/3 of your day working, and 1/3 of your day with your kids and family and whatnot. And then that was your day. That's your 24 hours.
I don't want no fucking kids. Fuck them little stupid kids.
That's what it's comprised of. So that all started off as just like dividing it into thirds and then having that be 8, and that's how 8 hours of sleep became like the standard, even though teenagers and younger people actually need like closer to 12 hours often in high school during that time of their lives. A lot of teenagers need way more sleep than 8 hours, but no one actually gives a fuck.
You definitely need a lot of rest.
6 a.m.
You can't be sleeping like 4 or 5 hours after a workout because you need to build back what you just broke down. So you gotta get enough sleep in. And honestly, so how many days can you go a week?
Normally it's about 2 or 3.
Okay, so if you get in for 3 days, I would do cardio for like however long you want to do it, like an hour or something. And then I can give you like workouts to do, like, so for pull day and push day and shit, I can give you like workouts for that. So first day, just push day, cardio and push day, pull, cardio and shit, and legs and cardio, and then you just rest the rest of the week.
That'll be lit. Yeah, I mean, I can let you know what kind of facilities I have at my gym as well. The gym I go to is pretty well equipped.
As long as you have some dumbbells and a cable machine, you're good.
Pretty sure, yeah. Pretty sure all those things are there. That's dope. Yeah, no, I'll take you up on that offer. I want to know what the fuck I'm doing, man. Because I've got a friend. I've actually got a really close friend of mine who's a physiotherapist. So he's pretty good at knowing, like, you know, focus points for the body and things like that. But in terms of like actually making steep progress, because I don't know. I think being totally real for a second, like I've always had a problem with my body. I think like I've always been on the chubbier side, even in school, to the point where like I was just not confident at all in school. Like even during swimming lessons, because I don't know if that's the same in the States, but obviously we like swimming lessons were mandatory when you're quite young. And is that not a thing in the States?
No,
really? Okay.
I just got thrown into a pool and told to swim.
We have mandatory swimming lessons, but I was like genuinely scared to fucking take my shirt off, and I was just in primary school, for fuck's sake. You know,
a lot of kids like that.
Yeah, that was me, and it's almost me now. So it's like that's the shit I want to change, if that makes sense, because I feel like I'm tired of it. But it's just trying to find a balance. Yeah, it's trying to find that balance though, man. Because like since I've gone back into retail, like I commute an hour and a half every fucking day. That's just 2 there, and then there's back as well. So 3 hours I spend commuting, and then I'm working like my retail job, and then I'm trying. You guys will see on my channel, I haven't uploaded in a fucking month because I haven't got time to make the videos. Because when I'm normally doing what would be video time, I've decided to substitute that for gym. Because I'm just sick of not prioritizing my health. So
yeah, I always prioritize you and your health before anything else, because without you, there's no product. You know what I mean?
True.
You need to have yourself right before you can get anything else right.
Yeah, but it's also that state of mind of trying to think, well, you know, am I just making an excuse? I mean, granted, I do spend a lot of my time working and trying to do live streams on YouTube, but it's like, you know, surely there's a way I can still slot in gym. Surely there's a way, like, you know, maybe 4 times a week, maybe 5. But it's hard because you also find yourself procrastinating sometimes, and you just think like, you know, I come home from work sometimes at 10:30 at night, and I'm thinking, well, I have maybe an hour or two to start working on a video, but I'm thinking, well, if I've only got an hour or two, I'm gonna chill and do some me time, and then you feel bad for it after. It's a weird catch-22, man. It's trying to get it all right. It's hard.
Yeah, we've all been there. Once you find that balance, though, you'll be happy once you can figure it out.
Of course, that's the dream.
But just keep hitting that gym, man. It's fun.
I will. I won't stop.
How many reps do you
go to gyms? I can't.
How many reps? It depends on what I'm doing, but normally, like with calf stuff and with most of the arm stuff, I normally do like 10 reps and I aim for 5 sets, and then I just kind of do the weight that I feel like would challenge me the most, without, you know, fucking myself up. But normally 5 sets of 10 is what I aim for. The only exception to that is the leg press, where I just feel like putting on the weight I can just about manage and just do like 5 reps, 5 sets, because it's super intense.
Start doing 15.
Try doing 15.
Do 15.
Yeah.
You might like that a little bit more. Because from what I do sets. So like for 3 weeks, right now I'm on high weight, low reps. So I'll aim for 5 to 6 reps. And I do that for 3 weeks. And then I switch to 10 to 12 reps. And then I switch to 12 to 15. And so I do those like schedules. So try to do something like that. So like for like 2 weeks, maybe go just for high reps, low weight, and then swap it up a little bit. That's what I do.
Okay. Yeah. Is that purely just like for a mental kind of state of mind, or just feeling like something different, or does it actually help?
Yeah, it helps a lot, because like lower weight is if you want to get big, and like if you want to get stronger and you want to get bigger, and like if you use higher weight, it's more for getting more definition, if that makes sense.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
that's new to me.
So I swap out, because I'm like, all right, I want to get big, but I also want to make sure everything looks good. So every 3 weeks I'll swap out what I'm doing.
Okay, that's actually I'm gonna remember that.
If you
I need to message you more about gym stuff.
If you just happen to have an extra like $200 a month, I could link you all the stuff I take. And I take a lot of shit.
How much fucking protein powder do you have on
How many
on a weekly basis?
Are you taking?
Where? I have 2 things, 2 5-gallon things of protein powder. I take some AM and PM pills. I think I take how many? Hang on, I have it right here. How many pills do I take a day?
If it's any more than 2,
it's way more than 2.
What kind of pills are they? What, like vitamin supplements? Like supplements? What are they?
Vitamins. And I'll DM you after and tell you. I'll give you like a list, basically like vitamins and shit, and some stuff to basically 2, 4, 6, 8, like 11, 12.
Yeah,
it's fun. Let me tell you, it's fun.
That's a lot of pills.
Yeah,
you're bordering on female status with that shit.
Hell yeah, man.
You know, omega-3, all the pills they need for like vitamins, and then like fucking the pill itself.
I take one of those pills that I take is, you're supposed to take 9, but I don't think I need 9 because I'm not that big of a guy. So I only take like 6, and it's to make you come more. Yeah. It makes your loads bigger. And It's fucking awesome. I love it. Also helps with blood flow, but also makes your loads bigger.
That's his primary focus.
I can't really say that I'm surprised.
It's awesome. You'll notice a difference.
I bet it is.
Do you just do it because why the fuck not? Or
Well, I bought it first because I was like, that's fucking funny. But then I noticed like it really was helping me with my blood flow, and I was getting horny all the time now. So I was like, I kind of like this. This is fun. So I just kept doing.
that's lit. Why the fuck not?
Yeah, why
Live
not?
life.
But do you guys want to call it a wrap? I have to go pick up my uncle from the
No,
airport.
let's talk for 3 more hours.
All right, I'll leave you recording
going
on
anywhere.
just whenever you guys leave.
If it must be, it must be. I actually have some stuff
Yeah.
to do too, and then I gotta head out. I'm going to a Celtics
Yeah.
game tonight. I'm going to a basketball game tonight.
Ooh, I'm gonna look for you on the TV. Look or the
Yeah,
telly.
I'll be front row. Just
On the
kidding.
old
I'm
telly?
all the way in the fucking nosebleeds. You won't find me. But I'll be there, and I'll
See that
probably be
golden
drunk.
hair.
So
That's good.
Yeah.
Go good.
Hold
Go
up a
drink.
sign. Hold up a sign. Try and get our attention.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't view it.
I
but,
love you, Kunjora. Just on a big
Yeah.
billboard.
Do that. Fucking do that. Why the hell not?
YouTube.com/Kunjora.
Fucking. You know what? You know. Before we wrap up, wasn't there like No, never mind. I'm thinking of an episode of How I Met Your Mother. I'm thinking of the wrong thing. There was an episode where he held up a sign just with his phone number during like a.
Oh yeah,
like a
Barney
Knicks
did.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the phone just did not stop ringing. Maybe actually. No,
Yeah.
maybe
Hold
not a good idea.
sign up with Kunjora's phone number. It says
Yeah.
single dudes
that'd be
call.
fucking hilarious.
Just see
Single
what
dudes
happens.
call.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
See what happens.
I'll just hold up a sign that says "Dire Eyes sucks ass." Just at Johnny J25.
Oh god.
I'll make another billboard.
You don't have the balls, John.
You don't get the balls nor the wallet.
He's calling you out, John.
You don't have the fucking dick and balls to do that again.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it was a nice podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Have a
Episode
good
whatever. Links in the description. These fuckboys will be down there too, and that's it. Leave now. Bye.
Love, bye.
Oh, I didn't press the right button. Bye bye.